everybody, this is Cypher John, and today we're going to be looking at the new Transformers Primeverse Legacy stuff. So what you can see here is Wave 1 of it, Bulkhead and Arcee. Done a little makeshift review area for today, just because my actual review area is a complete mess, and well, at the moment I just can't be bothered to clean it up for the sake of a quick video at the moment. Anyway, I don't know which package I want to pick up, really. I'll pick up Arcee's. I do like what they're doing with the packaging. Appreciate the no plastic, although that's a piece of plastic there. What's up with that? I thought these packages were meant to have no plastic, except for the plastic bands. But you know, that's alright, I guess. But you know, I like that there's I get that there's no window now, which is okay. But it does, you know, again, it does mean that curious little fingers can get in. But I do like, I don't know how they managed to do this, really, because, well, in terms of well, I think I know what type of ink that they put on, but they just haven't put a finish on the card. It feels very matte, which is, well, that's fine, and I guess it's also safer for the environment if it doesn't end up being recycled. But these are, I believe, recyclable as well, but I'm keeping the boxes because I do love the boxes. And then there's a little art. There's the art there. So yeah, the purpose of this video is I'm not going to go through transformations or anything. I'm just going to talk about these guys. Really tell you what I like, what I don't like about it. I think we should start with probably the better one out of the two, Bulkhead. So here's Bulkhead. His head, you know, it does resemble Bulkhead to an extent. It is slightly stylized as well. And I mean, oh my god, that massive chin. Holy god. Anyway, he looks absolutely brilliant. I like this idea of G1, G1 Prime concept. I think that's actually quite cool. And in terms of Bulkhead, pictures didn't do it justice. The actual images that they showed before they revealed the whole of Wave 1 just didn't do justice for it, unfortunately. It looks way better in hand. Really does. And the G1 treatment does actually suit him. Very much like Prime Universe Wave 2 Knockout. I am going to see if I can get that one, actually. And then I also I've seen the rumored listing for a leader class Prime Universe Skyquake as well, to do with certain sources. So, I mean, I'm quite, we'll have to see how Skyquake looks, obviously, but, anyway, a little bit digressing, anyway. Oop, he fell over. So, yeah, the articulation here, it's absolutely amazing. I don't get the reason why they gave him an Energon-powered thing, really. I've never seen Bulkhead have a Gatling gun. This is more like his style, to be honest. Just hitting and stuff with this. And they gave him a riot shield for some reason. It also doubles up as a really nice bit to clean up the vehicle mode. And it also helps that you can actually store the weapons inside as well, the vehicle mode, which is quite nice. But yeah, this guy came out like really good. I have no issues with him. It's a very small Autobot symbol though. I would have liked it to have been perhaps bigger, maybe. But you know, you can't do anything about it anyway. I like the fact that we still got the 5mm peg ports everywhere, you know, and then there's a mini-con port here. Are we gonna get any mini-cons? Maybe rehashed from the Micromasters, probably remolded with mini-con pegs to plug them on. Yeah. Okay, here's Arcee. This one's the more controversial one, and I'm in that decision of, you know, what's all the issues about this figure, you know? Well, if I wanted to phrase it differently, like what's all the beef about it? Well, let me just tell you what I don't like about it. I don't particularly like the fact that the wheels are sticking out of the legs. Yeah, I share everyone's opinion on that, I'm afraid. The weapons that he come with, I'm okay with these energon thingies. We now know this wasn't. These were meant to be for Road Rocket. Well, this mold is from Velocitron case assortment. And well, that thing on the, you know, the weapon on the wheel, I just keep it on the back. You know, it's not worth calling it a weapon. That isn't a weapon, you know. It's a throwaway thing. It's like, really? But yeah, I really do like the head. I think the head, you know, again, it's it's a styled version of the head. It's softer detail. It's not as sharp and streamlined as the actual Prime animation was. But yet again, I mean, Bulkheads is slightly different as well. So in a way, they've all got their own stylized bits, but their heads are the more recognizable bit. But yeah, I mean, they're both solid. You know, Arcee is very solid. I've never had an Arcee figure before, an actual proper decent one, just because Hasbro's never been able to get it right, in my opinion. The Thrilling 31, I didn't go for that one either. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, she's all right as long as you don't start, you know, fiddling. You put her in a pose and you just don't fiddle with her. She's a bit, you know, because of how, you know, I get that they want to get the femme proportion and everything, but, you know, because of how thin certain areas are, can get a bit finicky. A few things to note for transformation. You'll want to make sure that the actual waist area clicks in. It doesn't matter how hard you have to press there. You need to make sure it clicks in, or otherwise, you know, it's got to be flopping about. And then for the lower legs here, get it? If I can get it. So when converting her, this is really difficult to do with one hand. One hand, by the way. You got a little bit there that needs to go over here, and needs to lock. If it doesn't lock, then your legs aren't gonna lock properly. So, you know, that's just a few areas that you need to be aware of. I think in terms of paint job, they've captured where certain areas are quite well. Again, the knees on the actual Prime design are a bit sharper to a tip, bit longer. I think think her crest here would be as well, but this is a G1, a reimagining G1 interpretation of it, so it doesn't have to be how it is. And oh yeah, I do have a little issue with the backpack as well. I wish they would have found a way to screw it into place or glue it into place, because I've had some issues where this just pops off during transformation, and yeah, I'd prefer it to actually stay on. So I just wish that Hasbro would have actually glued it or whatever. So then you don't have to deal with the fact that that's another piece that falls off. She won't stand now. Anyway, I'm gonna get them both into vehicle mode, and we shall see them in vehicle mode. And here they are in their alt mode. To an extent, I would say the transformations on both are fairly intuitive. Arcee has a fairly involved transformation for such a small deluxe. Well, Bulkhead has a very in certain areas a very fun, satisfying transformation. But yeah, let's look at Arcee first here, because actually her bike mode here, for the most part, is a very fitting representation of what she actually looked like in Transformers Prime, besides certain areas such as the headlights. I know my camera's not actually working very well for some reason. And stuff that actually change it a little bit, just stylize it a little bit. That little subtle hint of G1 in there. And it's amazing that, you can hardly see of the robot bits, except for perhaps the legs. The fists are at the back, but I mean, it's alright. The blades, I put them on the top here. You can put them on the side for some reason, but I mean, why would you do that? And you can use this piece that can pop off, and you can use it as a way for, if you want to display her in bike mode, with the front wheel turned or whatever. And she's got a little kickstand as well, so that's quite nice. But I mean, oh my god, what has happened to Bulkhead? This doesn't look like Transformers Prime Bulkhead. Yeah. But I mean, throughout the years, it's been 2 decades since we've had certain character designs that look very much like a Bulkhead. Transformers Animated, we've had Prime, and then Age of Extinction, you could go as far as to say Hound looked fairly Bulkhead-esque in appearance and didn't look very much like Hound. So, in a way, it's inspired, the vehicle mode is inspired in, well, I guess more to do with movie influence than anything else, I'd say, probably, to do with the movie Hound. But you could also say, to an extent, it might be actually influenced by animated as well, perhaps. But yeah, I would go as far as to say that this figure is probably influenced by all three. The movie version of Hound, Prime, and animated to create this Prime Universe Bulkhead, which is actually quite cool. Highly stylizes it, really, whereas Arcee has remained fairly true to form here, because, I mean, there's no other universe where there is a blue Arcee, isn't there? Really, there's no other universe. I think, if you're looking to want to go back to, Transformers Prime and stuff, I would probably say, If you want ones that are fairly cartoon accurate, I'd probably go with the older ones on eBay. Getting the first edition figures, that's harder to do. I've seen those go for pretty high prices, especially that Optimus Prime. But if you're okay with a little bit of concept, a little, this is a little bit. She's pretty true to form. Whereas Bulkhead is a little bit. He's a bit off. He's quite off because of all three different variations of him throughout the 2 decades of the 2000s. But yeah, if you're okay with having a bit of new and starting a new TF Prime Transformers subline, and you enjoy Transformers Prime, then pick these up, because these are, well, I'd say these are quite enjoyable. They have some fairly, they got some fairly good articulation as well. One thing I forgot to mention with Arcee is because of that ball socket in transformation, she can actually do a back. She can do an ab crunch back, which is quite. That's just something she can do, really. But yeah, I mean, Bulkhead doesn't have that due to his transformation. But I mean, that's an added bonus, really. That you got the ball socket there. They could have put it on a mushroom peg, really. But they done a ball socket instead, so you can actually get the ab crunch out of it. But yeah, I am probably going to see about picking up the Knockout as well. That's apparently a repaint / remold of the 86 Jazz. I have seen it. He looks fair. I would go as far as to say, on the side of Bulkhead, he looks very much like the G1 treatment done right, in a way, except the fact that he's got, well, his head's a little small, and he's got the massive car chest, which just makes him look like he's got small head, just big chest, which is weird. Anyway, this has been my video on Transformers Prime Universe Bulkhead and Prime Universe Arcee. Peace out.